In this video recording, I'm going to show you how you can set up your Raspberry Pi without an external screen, keyboard and mouse and such other things. So the first thing I would like you to do is navigate to this web page, for which I'm going to share the link in the description. So once you get there, you click on this Raspberry Pi image. So this is like a pre-built image on which we will be working. So once you go there, you click on download, and once you do that, it will start downloading. I have downloaded this already, so I'm going to like skip to the next part. So I have this in my folder here. After you do that, like, you need software that you can, with which you can flash the image onto the SD card. So I am going to use this Raspberry Pi Imager software. So once this gets opened, you can go and click on choose OS. Because I have a pre-built image, I'm going to suggest you to select a custom image, and then select the file that you downloaded, and then once you open it, and then you need to choose the SD card. For now I have not inserted SD card into my computer. Now let me just quickly insert it. So once I do that, I'll get an option to select the SD card. So I have a 16 GB SD card, so that's why it shows me 15.9 GB. And then when I click write, it is going to give me a warning that all the existing data will get deleted. I'm okay with it, so I'll just press yes. And it may prompt you to enter your computer password. So once you enter that, the writing process will begin. This approximately takes me like 7 to 8 minutes. So this part I'm going to make it go fast forward. So I'll follow up once this is done. Wonderful. So the image copying to the SD card has got completed. I'll just click continue and exit the Raspberry Pi Imager, take out my SD card from the card reader, and I'm going to put this into my Raspberry Pi and turn it on right now. So I have like put my SD card into the Raspberry Pi now. There is nothing else but just I've powered it on, and now my Raspberry Pi, because of the image that it contains, is going to try to find a Wi-Fi network that is configured with the given SSID and password. So in order for me to configure a Wi-Fi like that, I'm going to make use of my mobile phone to host that. So this is my mobile, and I'll show you how you can configure the network that Raspberry Pi is trying to find. I need to go change the phone name to Info Talent Academy, and I will also need to make sure that the password is set as password like this, and I'll just wait on this page. Okay, now this symbol that has automatically got connected, it shows that the Raspberry Pi has got connected to my phone now. I will also connect my laptop to the Raspberry Pi. So once I connect to that, it should get connected to my phone. Yeah, wonderful. You have to make sure that when the Raspberry Pi is trying to connect to your phone Wi-Fi, you need to be on this page in mobile. But once it is connected, you can go to other pages. Now I don't need my I will just keep that hotspot on, and I'll go to Termius app, and then I'll create a new host there. I'll call Raspberry Pi, and the address, I can either put the host name or the IP address. I prefer going with the host name because I have only one device connected, and I'm going to enter the username as Pi and password as Raspberry. So once I do that, I'll just save, and I'll double click on Raspberry Pi, and that should get me the Raspberry Pi SSH terminal. Wonderful. So this is what we wanted, and the first thing I would like to do is like configure my Raspberry Pi to connect to my home Wi-Fi rather than my mobile Wi-Fi, because I don't want it to use my mobile data all the time. So I can do that by going to sudo raspi config, go to network options, wireless LAN, and then enter my home's Wi-Fi settings. And once I do that, it is going to connect to my home Wi-Fi, and I won't get any response because my Raspberry Pi is going to get connected to the home network now. I can't do anything but to just like leave this and connect to my home network from my laptop as well. So when I do that, okay, now that my laptop is connected to that, this terminal is going to be non-responsive now. I need to go and open another terminal. So yeah, the Raspberry Pi is connected to my home network, and my laptop is also connected to my home network, so I'm able to access the SSH of the Raspberry Pi. The next thing I would suggest you to do is like expand the file system. In order to make this image, I had to like compress the file system and get rid of all the extra bytes in the image that will go into the SD card. So what will happen is like if I try to do sudo apt get update, probably this is going to get updated using the internet because my Wi-Fi router is connected to internet. And then when I try to upgrade this after this stage, it is going to tell me that it does not have enough memory. When I do this, it tells me that you don't have enough memory, although I have like a 16 GB SD card. Let's see how much does it show in the operating system. It says that currently I have only 3.2 GB of space, whereas the SD card is of 16 GB. I need to expand this file system by doing sudo raspi config and go to advanced options and click on expand file systems. Once I do that, it is going to resize, and now the hard disk is going to be of 16 GB. It needs to reboot now, so I'll let it reboot. I'll give this like a minute so that it gets rebooted, connect to the same network, and once I'll be able to connect it back, I should be able to see that the operating system has almost 16 GB of memory. Here it says like 14.9 GB, so that's what I need to have. I can go ahead and close the previous terminal, and this one I'll try to reconnect. Okay, now that this is back, let me see how much memory space is there. Now it says like it has 15 GB. Now if I do sudo apt get upgrade, it should be able to upgrade all the packages that's installed in the operating system that is working here. I'll not upgrade it for now, but you can go ahead and upgrade it. The next thing I like to tell you is that now that you are able to SSH into this, for some reason, like you may also want a VNC connected to your network. So I have a couple of clients connected already, but the way you can get connected to VNC is like all you do is just go and enter the host name or the IP address. I'll go with the host name again. Once I click that, it will make sure that do you want to connect it. I say continue. Okay, but this is like a problem that we will face for the first time, that it will say currently cannot show the desktop. This happens because we need to set the resolution of the display. We can do that by going to sudo raspi config again and go to advanced options, go to resolution, and then select the highest resolution you have and just finish. It will want to reboot again. Let's let it reboot. It will take another minute so that it reboots, applies those changes, and connect to the network again. The VNC is constantly trying to connect, so as soon as the Pi is up, we should get the display here. Click OK, and then I can use it just the way I would use if I have an extra screen keyboard and a mouse. So yeah, this is your Raspberry Pi. Go ahead and enjoy.